Okay, this is a matching question. We're told figure 1 shows the possible allocations of 6 people, A, B, C, D, E and F, to 6 tasks, 1 to 6. So figure 1 shows the possible allocations. It says figure 2 shows the initial matching. Okay? Given from the given initial matching, use the maximum matching algorithm to find an improved matching. You should list your alternating path used and your improved matching. Now, it's 3 marks for this. We're not going to find a complete matching here. It talks about an improved matching, so we think we're not going to find a complete one. Okay, so, and if we look at part B, in fact, it says it's not possible to find a complete one. So let's use the maximum matching algorithm. Now, we need to go from an unmatched to another unmatched. So why don't we try and go from A, and then we'll try and get to one of the unmatched, like 3 or 6. Okay, so let's do this here. Now I've got the diagram. This is what's given in the booklet. So for part A, let's state our initial matching. So always state this, the initial matching. Well, we know B goes, A is unmatched, so we say A is with question mark. We say that B is with 4, so B equals 4. C is question mark. D is with 2. E is with 1. And F is with 5. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and generate an alternating path. So I'll do that in a different colour. We'll try and generate an alternating path. Now I'm going to start at an unmatched A and see if I can get to either 3 or 6, but I may or may not be able to get there. So let's try anyway. Let's say A. Now A can go to 1, so could go to 1, but 1 is already matched to E, so 1 is with E equals E. Now where are we at with E? E can go nowhere at this point. You can see that I've got no other options for E. So this I will ignore. That is not an alternating path. I can't get to another unmatched. So I'm going to try again. So I'm going to try an alternating path again. I must remember start at an unmatched and end at an unmatched. Because I ended at E, that was no good. So I'm not going to start at A this time. I'm going to start, let's say, at C. So what am I going to say? I'm going to say C could go to 5. So C could go to 5, but 5 is with F. So 5 is equal to F. Now I'm back at F. That could go to 2. So I'm going to say dash 2. But I know 2 is with D. So that's equal D. Now I'm back at D. I can go to 6, and 6 is an unmatched. So I go to 6. And that's an unmatched. So that's a perfect alternating path. I then write change status, so I'm going to change the status. So I'm going to say C is now with 5, which is no longer with F, because F is with 2, which is no longer with D, because D is equal to 6. Now it's all very well getting to this point. In the question, you must state your alternating path, we did. And you must state your improved matching. If you don't do that, you don't get the mark. So our last line, we're going to state our improved matching. Okay, so A is no longer, is still not with anything at the moment. Okay, B, if we look at B, B hasn't changed, so B is still with 4. Okay, C now is with 5, so C is with 5. Okay, D is with 6 now, no longer 2, so D is with 6. E hasn't changed, so E is still with 1. And F has changed, F is now with 2. And that is our improved matching. Okay, part B, let's look up at part B. Explain why it is not possible to find a complete matching. So let's look at the possibilities up here. Why is it not possible to find a complete matching? Well, here's one reason. You see E here and A, they both can only be assigned to 1. Okay, so that means that if they're both going to 1, it must mean that one of these is going to be left out at the end if each one's supposed to go to a different one and be complete. So we can write that A and E can only do activity 1, and that's enough for that mark there. We can also look up here, here's another reason. If we look at 3 and 4 here, 3 and 4 can only be done by B. So that means one of these has to be left out. If B does 3, no one's going to do 4. So we could also write another reason, and we could say that activities 3 and 4 can only be done by B. So either one of those is perfectly acceptable. Right, now after training, so A to E, F are trained, task 4 is added to F's possible allocation. So I'm going to draw that on this here. Task 4 is added to F's possible. So on the possibility one, task 4 is added to F. So I'm going to draw that in now. And task 6 is added to E's. So E can now do task 6 like that. So I'm going to draw that on the possibility matching. And then it says, here, it says starting from the improved matching you found in part A. So starting with that, use the maximum matching algorithm to find a complete matching. You should list the alternating path and your complete matching at the end. So let's start off for part C with our initial matching. So we're going to start off like that. Always state this for the examiner. So we're going to state the improved matching here that we obtained in part A. So we're going to say A is question mark, B is with 4, C is with 5, D is with 6, E is with 1, and F is with 2. Now the reason they give you these graphs here is sometimes they want you, you can draw them in if it helps you do it. I can actually do it without looking at the graph because all you've got to do is keep looking up here at your initial matching. So let's have a go. Let's look for an alternating path. So for an alternating path, we're going from an unmatched to an unmatched, and we have to, we're going from an unmatched to an unmatched. So I'm going to start with A. So I'm going to say A, and I'm going to look up here at the possibility. I'm going to say A can go to 1, okay? So I'm going to say A can go to 1, but 1 is currently with E, because it equals E. 1 is currently with E. But then I could say that E could go to 6. Okay, so I could say E could go to 6, but looking up here, I know that is currently with D. And now I'm over here at D, and D could go to, D could go over here to 2. So D could go to 2. And I know 2 is currently with F. So now I'm over here at F, and I want to end up at, let's see, the only other one that's unmatched, I've got 1, 2, 3 is the only other one unmatched. So I've got to end up here in the end. So I'm at F currently. I'm at F. So I'm going to go up to 4. So I'm going to go, could go up to 4. So I'm going to say up to 4. But that is currently with B. So equals B. But then if I look up here, B can go to 3. And I end up at the other unmatched. So B can go to 3 like that. Now some people might find it useful to draw in the initial matching here, up here to help you. So B was 4, C was 5. So B was 4, C was 5. D was 6, E was 1. So D was 6, E was 1, and F was with 2. I think F was with 2, yeah. So that way, some people find that useful because that way you know you've got to start at A and you've got to end at 3 there. That's your initial matching, but I can do it without doing that. So anyway, that's just our alternating path. We've obviously got to change status, so we write change status. So all dashes become equals and all equals become dashes. A is now fixed to 1, which is no longer with E because E is fixed to 6, which is no longer with D because D is fixed to 2, which is no longer with F because F is fixed to 4, which is no longer with B because B is fixed to 3. And now I can finish off by stating my complete matching. So state your complete matching. Okay, so you know A is with 1 and B is now with 3. It says here B is with 3. C is with 5. It didn't change here, so C is with 5. Okay, D is now with 2. E is with 6. F is with 4. And we've got A, B, C, D, E, and F all matched to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got our complete matching, and we're done.